No, listening, if you're under 18, this is not for children, okay? I'm tired of not being able to walk past preschools. Hashtag sex offender by accident. Don't poop in a sandbox. No, listening, if you're under 18, thank you.
Niños, escuchen estas palabras mientras que salen de mis labios agrietos. El siguiente programa, aunque esto sea muy divertido para toda la gente, no es para los niños. Como un burro que busca agua fría, un balde, y eso le va a dar toda la satisfacción que necesita, esta agua no es para ustedes. Por favor, vayan donde sus padres. Ayúdelos a limpiar los baños. No vayan a escuchar esto. Es muy importante. Que Dios nos bendiga a los Estados Unidos. Gracias.
Brian McCarthy interview show. Adam is now drinking his Coke. Disco. Listen to that beat. Breaking it down in Uptown. Take your hand and touch it. Touch it. Now rub it. Brian McCarthy interview show. Listen to that beat. Touch it. Now rub it. I wish I could still drink.
There we go. Thank you, everybody. That is, thank you again, Adam.
Is that charting, that song?
Yeah.
Brian McCarthy, Touch It.
This is the,
Touch It, parentheses, now rub it.
Yeah. The
rub it.
Yeah. The DJ cut is actually 3 minutes shorter. So
Right.
figure that
Featuring RuPaul.
Folks,
Sorry, go ahead.
we have a guest here. But before we get to the guest, remember, to all of our Patriot January 6th brothers, we hear you. We speak. I did that once with one of our trans porn star guests, and she looked at me like, I was like, what? All right, everybody, welcome to the Brian McCarthy interview show. I'm sitting here, and stage left, we have James Camacho.
What's up?
Who's our guest. I'm so excited to have we have a binary male.
Yes.
Yuck.
Boring.
Right. I know.
I believe cisgender, they call them, right?
And then we have Adam. Just a little housekeeping before we get to the show. Remember, October 28th, Gotham Comedy Club, the Blind Laugh for Sight benefit. TJ Miller, Michael Vecchione, and of course, Adam, please help me out here. I forgot everybody's doing the show.
Katie Hannigan,
great, very funny gal. And
Caitlin, don't remember
Caitlyn Jenner, I believe.
Palufo.
Is it Palufo? I don't think it's Palufo.
She opens for Joe.
Joe who?
DeRosa. Sorry. Only one Joe in my life.
Piscopo.
Joe Pisco. Yeah, well, actually, we could get he needs
That's
a
a throwback.
Joe Pisco. He needs a benefit for this.
He's probably at the gym.
He's like, my above ground pool has a leak. Anyway, whatever. October 28th. You know where to go. Laugh for Sight. Thank you so much. Tickets are selling out, so just fucking do that. There you go.
Nice.
James Camacho, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So funny because the first time I met you was like 5 years ago. You were like a young boy.
The MLC days.
Yeah. How long have you been in the, as I call it, the comedy game?
10 decades, 10 years.
10 decades.
How long you been going up, James?
They say black don't crack, but Asian look amazing.
How do I look compared to 5 years ago?
Good. I mean, it's
Well,
way
the interesting thing
better.
about Brian, he couldn't really see it 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
If I was single, the amount of pussy that I could pull just based on my total inability to see people's faces, like I could date a girl with like ropey scars on her face. I wouldn't know.
And you could date the same one over and over again.
Also, they're very attractive. You can't see what they look like, so you're not like in your head talking to them. So just be yourself.
If you just had a lady
self.
like get a new perfume, that's like a new
you just
like a new chick,
You have to really watch out though, because like I like to look at girls. I mean, and I'm married, but it's like I gotta like watch out because I conspicuously, if I see anybody walking by that looks like they're a little young, I just don't even don't even
you
look
gotta really
at
keep it safe.
Yeah,
you gotta play on the safe side for that.
Yeah, so you live in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're on the Upper East Side. Everybody knows. James and I do very well. And
10 years.
Have you ever had an interaction with any of the old ladies in the neighborhood?
They're everywhere.
They sure are.
What do you mean, like talking to them?
Well, I
hanging
mean,
out with them,
like
hugging them.
I've had a couple of like clashes with the old ladies in the neighborhood, like at a deli or because I feel like the old ladies in our neighborhood, they're kind of like a howitzer. Like they've got one good shot in them. Like for example, I mean, this is a story I've told only once, so it's not that much of a story, but like I was at the post office recently, and I was waiting, and then I got up to the window, and because of my vision, like the guy had to sort of help me with some bullshit, and I'm sort of there, and this old lady was behind me, and she comes up to the right and at her window, And she also needed something to do. And the guy was like, well, can you just go stand over there and do it? And she goes, well, he's been here for at least 5. So I just turned to her. I went, shut up. Yeah. You shut up. Mind your goddamn business.
Yeah.
And she fucking like wilted like a fly. Like, because then she's afraid I'm going to punch her in the face. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, so they got one because what they're hoping you're going to do is you're just going to
cave in and give them what they want.
Yeah. So
now,
Karen, you're no cuck.
Like middle-aged, woman version is like a Karen, but we should come up with a name for these crusty old ladies. I'm thinking maybe like a Gladys.
Holocaust survivor. Is that too on the nose, everybody?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't know, putting it out there.
Yeah. It could be an alternate.
Yeah, no, like Ethel or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Ethel's good. I like Ethel. Meredith, Mary.
Yeah.
Meredith is good.
Yeah. I think the last like Meredith I've ever heard of in popular culture is Baxter Burney from Family. You probably don't even know who that is. From Family.
I'm a bastard.
What does that mean?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't know. I was with you. I was going
humor.
with you. No,
humor.
I know how it is.
It's an old lady name.
So you've been here for where did you move here from? Because I mean, you must have moved here when you're just out of college or something.
I moved here when I was 25 from New Jersey. I started in New Jersey when I was in college.
Are you from New Jersey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where?
Edison.
Oh, Edison.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you involved in any of those light bulb businesses that are there?
No. I think that museum's kind of a scam. It's like
really?
The Edison Tower. It's nice. You can't go in the Edison Tower, and there's like a little museum next to it that's literally the size of my, I was gonna say your apartment, but your apartment's pretty big.
Yeah,
it's just nothing in there. It's really
apparently he's one of these
tungstens, things of
an
that
alcoholic.
nature.
Hey,
right?
Easy now.
Judge much?
Yeah, wow.
Menu.
Sorry. Well, the thing about that I know about Thomas Edison is that he apparently he stole a lot of his. He like patented. People would bring him things that they invented, and he'd be like, "That's a capital idea. Here's a nickel. Go get a ham dinner for a nickel, and I'll leave me your phonograph."
He was like the DJ Khaled of his time.
I don't know what that means, but yes,
absolutely. Kind of makes money off other people's talent.
Doesn't eat pussy. Oh, does he not eat pussy?
DJ Khaled does not eat pussy.
He's notorious
he's known for not eating pussy.
Well, because he's he's the breadwinner of the family. So he was on record saying he does well, obviously financially, and he was like, "No, I pay for everything. I don't do that. I don't do that."
Yeah.
Most black guys don't eat pussy. It's kind of a cultural thing.
Like
Italians don't eat pussy, right? Is that the thing?
Well, that's like the Sopranos. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. They're giving so much shit.
And Italians are the blacks of Europe, so it kind of does make sense.
I thought Irish were.
Easy.
I like
quiet.
That's what I've heard.
I like eating pussy. I don't think what's wrong with it.
Is that right? Wow. This guy's a prince.
I am.
I think do it, but I don't. I mean,
I think it depends.
You don't like it though. You do it, but you don't like it.
Well, it depends on the style.
Okay.
That the lady, my girl is like, you can kind of almost, she likes a gentle touch, right?
Okay.
So you can almost do it kind of from across the room. Nice. Like you don't need to really get in there. But some women want you to really get in there, and that's more of a, you got to put on a lobster bib.
I had an ex-girlfriend, and one of her pussy lips was substantially longer than the other.
Oh, that's interesting.
And in order for me to get in there, she would like she had to kind of lift up, like the one beef curtain was substantially longer, and her fingers, she smoked a lot.
Let me draw the drapes.
Yeah. And her fingers smelled like cigarettes. So like I'd be down there, trying to get the job done. And this lip is like falling on the side of my face, like an elephant's ear. Yeah. And I'm trying, and it just stinks like a fucking ashtray.
Oh geez. Cause she's got to hold it up.
Yeah.
You could have held it up though, and then
I had my hands on her leg. It was a lot going on. She would she had to really, her clit was like buried deep in there. She had to really pull everything up. There was a whole lot of wow. Yeah, it was like a lot of like lips and folds.
A lot of layers.
Yeah, like Narnia. Yeah, it's like all these coats. Just like where's this?
Lines.
Yeah. So I will say that the majority of women, speaking from barely any experience, but like fingering is usually like that kind of that'll
Fingering's
do it.
Good, yeah.
That'll kind of get. Are you dating anybody now?
I am. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your status?
Yeah. What's your status?
James?
ASL.
I'm like as the kids say, exclusive. But
wow. This guy's a real romantic. Because you were in how long was your last relationship?
4.5 years.
4.5 years, and then you were out for how long?
About 10 months.
Okay.
Like
okay. Now you're back exclusive.
Yeah. Well, I got I don't know, lucky, but I took off from dating.
Okay, what does that mean?
I just was like, I don't.
A little hiatus.
I just you
Okay,
you were someone for 5 years. You're just like, I don't even want to deal with.
Well, let's hold on for 1 second. When you say dating is fine, but what about like hooking up, like that kind of thing? Where
nothing.
you're also
There's nothing.
Oh, really?
No
I just
auditioning,
shut it
nothing.
Down. Shut
Wait,
it down,
and then
dude.
did you meet this girl right away, like first time back?
First week.
Holy shit!
Yeah, but
Wow.
yeah,
That's no fun.
Crazy.
no.
So, and you said you met because before the show, you said you met her on Bumble, right?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how does that work? Like, you go on this Bumble and you see this girl.
These Bumbles, how do they work?
No, exactly. Sorry, I'm Amish. Right? But like, because so many comics, like you meet, like audience members.
Sure.
Or, as Bert Kreischer calls them, pedestrians. Get the fuck out of here! What a douchebag.
I call them crossing guards.
Yeah. Or what's the other one? Civilians.
Civilians.
Ugh.
Oh, that makes my skin
people
crawl too.
People that give me money to watch me. Tell my dick jokes.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But Squares,
I
call them.
So this girl, did she know of you prior to meeting you?
No, we met us on the dating app. So like,
Met on the dating app.
You put a little info on the dating app, and then
But she didn't know your. She wasn't familiar with your material, with your comedy.
I think she probably looked me up and saw some of the stuff.
Was your first, full name? Is that what you're gonna ask?
No,
full
I was going to ask, was your profile picture you in front of a brick wall? Because that's always like the comics, like on Facebook and everything.
I do have one on there. Or do I? Yeah, I think I have one on there of me at the comic strip.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's fine. But I mean, I'm just saying, I most like, every comic that I'm friends with, the ones that are still alive, shout out Richard Jenny, Too Soon, was they all met, that's the trajectory typically is you meet someone sitting in the audience and then you suck their life force out of them
right
until
you ruin their life.
You get their insurance.
Little as you know, this comedy show is the end of your world.
Yeah,
they're your like stable law-abiding.
Never gonna laugh again.
Yeah.
Right?
Look how funny he is up there. He must never be sad. Right. Oh yeah, sure, honey. Let's go.
I love funny men.
Yeah.
Right, sure.
It's gonna be like this all the time.
Yeah. So stable career. He's killing it. How much is he making on the show? Must be millions.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, he bought me some mozzarella sticks and a well vodka tonic. Is she age appropriate?
Yes. She's
like
a year younger
19.
than me.
No, you're okay.
19.
Do you guys live together?
No, dude. We
I
just
don't
met.
know.
What
I
the
don't know
fuck's
how
going
long
on
ago.
here?
Wait, but you just met and you're exclusive already?
No, like 4 months. 4 months now.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
4
Well,
months.
4 months is that's long enough.
Is that
if you're really into it?
Is that a conversation you have, or is it just like a mutual?
Yeah, it was conversation. I mean, you kind of feel it out. Like it's about 2-3 months. It's just like it's just in conversation. It's just like we're hooking up. Like should I be getting tested? Like
Right.
I think it's usually like a post-coital thing where you're like, so are we fucking other people, or should I? I feel like it's almost like when you're asking if you should bring anything to a party. Right?
Yeah,
it's like, do I need to stop or?
Yeah,
it's like that almost.
I think for the ladies, it's kind of masked as like, look, I just want to know if I should be getting tested.
Right.
I just want to be safe. I'm looking out for you. It just really what they're trying to do is like, what are we doing here, pal?
She's already writing Mrs. Camacho on her Trapper Keeper.
Right.
Trapper Keeper. Fucking Christ, dude. She's like, what are we at 2000 now?
She's like walking around at 2000. You're adorable.
Yeah, right. Isn't he cute?
Yeah. I just tried to keep it when I was 27.
Yeah. The fucking 40s.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I always think it's funny when you're like dating a girl and in the very beginning you're just using a condom, and at some point I've never actually had the conversation where you stop wearing it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of you just sort of stop using protection. It just kind of stops. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, the AIDS that I may have had, I still might have it, but it, you met my parents, so
Right. We got married, so I guess we should,
Yeah. Have you ever had an STD?
No.
Nothing?
No. I've been pretty lucky.
It's early
man. I've had a lot of scares.
Not even 2 p.m. yet.
Like, what do you mean? Like, went to a bachelor party in Johannesburg or something and bareback?
No, I just thought I knocked some.
Nigerian.
Just pregnancy scares.
Oh, well, that's not an STD.
Yeah.
You're calling children an STD?
Isn't that technically an STD though? Getting pregnant?
He thought VD were their initials.
Yeah, it's like Victoria Diamond.
Vanessa Dawn.
Vanessa Dawn.
But yeah, I think it's like a 9-month tumor that just grows.
Right.
And, then you have to pick.
Then it takes a life of its own. It makes other fucking STDs.
What is
we got real quick. We got a chat here from Properly Labeled. He says headshot received.
Oh, good, great. I'm so glad.
Out But which, by the way, I want a headshot.
You can get one. No
yeah,
problem.
I want to put it up on my mantle.
Yes,
He said headshot received going up going up next to my Ian Finance portrait once back from framing.
Okay.
See you at the Jockey Hollow Glory Hole soon. XOXO.
I know he's from a part of New Jersey I'm very familiar with.
Okay.
So,
Jockey Hollow is a comedy. There's a comedy club there.
That's from Properly Labeled. Sorry to break in, but
Okay, no, I think if that's what he's talking about.
It's up by Morristown.
Yeah, Jockey Hollow. There's a comedy show there.
Okay. Yeah, that's where Washington quartered in the winter of 17.
That's why everyone's moving there now.
Yeah,
Jockey Hollow.
And by the way, if you could take a photograph of yourself, if you want to, next to the picture, we kind of keep those.
Please. Next to the picture of Ian Finance.
No Ian Finance. Okay.
I like that he was chipping you with the Ian Finance.
Yeah, that was a bit of a so we did a promotion, or we still are doing it. If you're a member of Patreon and you send me your address, which I promptly sell to marketing companies.
Yes, right. Goes straight to Meta.
Goes right into the AI.
Gotta keep income coming in somehow.
We found a way to suppress voters through this system that we got.
Those address emails they go for good money.
Right?
Come on.
Those stormtrooper helmets don't come free, buddy. So
that's 100 emails.
Don't we know it?
So people give us their address and I send them out, and this guy gave us his address and we kind of fell through the cracks somehow. So I sent him too. So that's what we're talking about.
So you're saying headshots of
me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Next to Ian Finance.
Not next to Ian.
I don't think Ian Finance has a headshot. Maybe he has. I mean,
of course he's got a headshot.
I don't know. I think he was doing like caricatures on like a dirty cocktail napkin.
He's probably got one with like a rubber chicken.
Yeah,
he's got definitely a silly one.
Like a bloody rubber chicken.
I can see him ripping his shirt off.
Yeah, I had a dust up with Karen Feehan, and I reached out to him about. Yeah, I'll never get tired of saying that out loud.
Weird say.
I don't know what else to put.
It's just fun. It just tickles me.
Dust up.
It was dust up with old freehand.
At this point, well, okay, I'll tell you what happened very quickly because I don't talk about this that often.
Take your time.
But about
long version,
please.
Yeah, we got a director's cut. About 4 years ago, I do this benefit Laugh for Sight, right? And there's this guy Brian that I do it with, and he started it back in LA. Yeah, but he's Brian Fischler. He's 100% blind, like a dog and everything.
Okay.
And he started this in LA, and it used to be hosted every year by Robert Klein. I'm surprised I ask everyone to do it. So once a year we do it at Gotham, and we get comics to do it, and it's headlined, and like Jim Gaffigan does it every year, and then Jerry Seinfeld did it in LA, blah blah blah. So we were doing it 4 years ago, and I asked Karen Feehan, who I met her. I was at Jim Norton's 4th of July party, and we hung out. Not like hung out in any way other than just sitting at a table together. And I thought she was funny, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to open the show? Do you want to do the spot on the benefit?" And she was like, "Nah, fuck it, I'll do it. Sure, you're a cunt, whatever." And it's a good impression actually. If it's like she's in the room. And so I said, "Okay, great." And then I was working with Kevin, and then our relationship, spoiler alert, went south. So Kevin made the rather hilarious, and I really did appreciate how hilarious it was at the time.
Funny. It was a funny premise.
He said, "I will give any comic who's doing Brian's benefit $200 to not do the benefit." Which again, pretty funny. And Jim Gaffigan is a horrible gambler, and he needed the $200, and I'll always be grateful that he didn't take him up on it. So that was nice. But
Gaffigan needs the money.
So yeah, can you imagine? He's like, yeah. So anyway, literally the night before the benefit, okay, I get a text message from her, and she's like, and the message was, "I'm taking the money. I'm not doing the benefit." Which is pretty fucking fun. It's all very funny. I get it.
Wait, and this was a text or I think a tweet.
Well, hold on. I'll get to that.
Gotcha.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So she sends me this. She sends me this text, right? And it goes, "I'm not going to." Now, here's the thing. Karen, very talented girl. I mean, if you don't like laughing a lot, it's a good show to go to because you're not going to like sweat through your shirt or get a cramp in a muscle or laughing in your stomach or anything.
It's a nice, easy time at a
comedy. Oh yeah, like a light lunch.
Yeah, you'll almost forget you're there. You'll concentrate on what you're eating. You're like, this chicken Caesar is delicious. So anyway, Karen, she says, "I'm not going to do the show." So I was kind of like, well, that's cunty, but who cares? Kind of like whatever, it's fine. And plus, she was opening for the show, so everyone else just did an extra 2 minutes. So we just
isn't the spot pay for whatever? I know you're paying of Gotham, but they're like it's like $150 anyways.
We're not
spot there.
No, we're not. Well, here's the thing:
like a booked show.
But still, it's a benefit.
It's a benefit.
Yeah.
That's right.
No
that's
one's
right.
getting paid.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
So anyway, so we do this, and now Brian Fischler, who it's his thing.
Yeah.
I tell him this. I'm like, look, she's not going to do the show, and he, the night after doing our show on a Monday night, he goes home and he's
now I'm remembering how this goes.
And he's shit-faced drunk.
Whoa.
And he tweets to Karen Feehan, and he called her like a douche nozzle.
He called her a hoe bag.
Hoe bag.
It's like douche nozzle hoe
this
bag?
tweet come from 2009.
Yeah, well, I think he stopped tweeting when he lost his vision about 20 years ago.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
he's like, you're not as pretty as Jennifer Love Hewitt. Right? It's like you have the boorish manners of the reboot of 21 Jump Street.
Selma Blair.
Yeah. Whoa. MS too
Cunty,
soon.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, does she have MS?
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Anyway, so he sends her all this like kind of this diatribe about how she sucks and she's awful and whatever else. And so the next morning I get up and she's like copying all this and she's tweeting to me and she's saying like Brian McCarthy like doesn't like women. Look at what he's doing. Like kind of like calls me out, like tries to like cancel me.
Me
right?
too.
She tries to me
also.
me, right?
Yeah.
In the frothy 4 years ago, and I was like, number one, it wasn't me. It was the wrong Brian.
Yeah.
So
I
actually
blinder
it
Brian.
was blinder Brian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what I call him.
I'm economy plus. He's even more leg room. He's even more leg room. I'm
Yeah.
economy. And so I said to her, I called her and I was like, listen, like we never actually spoke because she didn't pick the phone. I was a big fucking coward. So I sent her a text message and I was like, Karen, like you didn't even look at who this is from. Like this is not from me. This is from the other Brian.
Was she saying it was actually from you, or she was just saying he was associated?
No.
with you?
She was
saying it is you.
She was responding to me and like quoting him, but for some reason she was saying that she never looked at who sent it to her.
Right. And a little bit to her credit, it's kind of like I'm doing a blind show with a guy named Brian.
Yes.
Right.
And a guy named Brian is calling me out. You should do your due diligence.
It's not that hard to.
But still, I could see where that would be confusing.
It was, yeah.
There was a
I'm a
lane,
bit of
but-
a Feehan apologist.
You really are.
I'm
Boy,
working with
what?
I got
OnlyFans
getting
much.
kickbacks from
Wow,
from
yeah.
free hams.
Just say you love her already.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah. I mean, look, I think she's great. Whatever. It's fine. But anyway, so I reached out to her and then like I said to her, I was like, look, again, I never actually said I'm either tweeting or texting at this point. And I was like, look, I'm not looking for like an apology or anything. Just take it down. Like whatever. Just take it down and I don't need people when they search
Cease and desist.
I have over 700 Instagram followers. Okay. I'm kind of a big fucking deal. Yeah.
You don't want to jeopardize that kind of following.
Yeah. I'm like Jared from Subway before all the nonsense,
Right.
before all those little tattletales.
Yeah.
But he was still just a great big fat guy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in the middle, like I'm losing it.
Quietly
Yeah.
enjoying child porn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right now, on a Gateway 486
Yes.
in the basement.
It's like 8-bit.
Yeah, Mom, get off the phone. I'm trying to download some soccer videos.
Wait, hold on. But sorry.
No. Anyway, I'll wrap it up. So anyway, so in the throes of all this, I reached out to Bonnie McFarlane and I was like, hey, can you reach out to Karen for me? Because Karen was just, I don't know.
Wow, the diplomacy of Bonnie McFarlane.
I know.
Yeah.
So stupid. Listen, I'm not. We've
He's
all.
like, who's the other female comic I know? Help me.
Yeah.
You have a vagina.
Yeah. I'm like, Paula Poundstone's not taking my
Sure.
calls. Yeah, right.
Don't remember.
Yeah, too soon. How dare you? So anyways, I reached out to her and she was kind of like, look, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, she's very nice. She was just kind of
But
like,
I don't really want to
Yeah.
get involved. And also, I feel like most comedians are sort of socially
yes.
the
Not,
little-
except for James.
except for James.
is-
Oh,
He's
you
kind of
think
a
so?
well-adjusted young man.
He's real people.
I-
But
yeah.
so the guy, so then, and I actually called into Jim and Sam and I talked to Jim Norton about it.
You really trying to get
I
talk to
was
her.
sort of panicking
Get ahead
because
of this thing.
I also do this thing called Dislabeled, which is this TV show that we have a series done, and like I didn't want the headache of, again, this was
Right.
4 years ago.
Were you
like,
actually getting shit though? Like, so you have her tweeting at you, and then I guess her whatever followers or
Again.
fans.
I'm a giant nobody, so no. But it was kind of like it was sort of popping off a little bit, like because this was, by the way, this was during the MLC days, and this is also when Kevin was like really blasting me on social media. And then what's his name? That fucking retard sorry, wrong word. That fucking Filipino. That's also the wrong word.
Wow.
Sorry, I went to community college. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That's
Okay.
excuse all.
Yeah, thank you.
Excuse all the
Yeah,
offenses.
yeah. So But remember,
Who?
the guy like gave my address. Oh, it was
Oh,
fucking what's his name?
Chad Zumbach.
Chad
Yeah.
Sunblock, right?
Zubak?
Yeah, Chad and Zoomblock.
Which I think the hurricane
not
may have
Filipino.
he may have taken care of him. Anyways, by the way, just so he's down in Tampa.
Yeah, this is before he got.
Oh, by the way, he
is
wanted me
so-
to apologize.
Oh, fuck him. Whatever.
I don't-
I'm just
this is
saying
so crazy
he
to me.
actually did. He actually was like,
Okay.
you know what? I felt bad. I was a fucking idiot.
All's forgiven.
Yeah.
Great.
This is so like the fact that like the moment you're like she tweeted at you like Brian McCarthy hates women, it's just like, who are you talking to? You know what I mean?
Well, you're talking to the whole world. I mean, potentially. You know what I mean? Like,
think?
well, that's where it lives. You know,
I guess, but
if
it's a weird thing to like let's say we're arguing,
Right.
and then my instinct is to be like, I'm just gonna tell the whole world.
Well, I
That's what I'm
think
saying.
in
It's just
the,
a weird-
the whole
It's just a weird thing to me.
Yeah,
Like,
I
and I
think-
know people do it, but it's just like crazy.
right.
Like,
Well, I think the conflict
just fight, just
it's-
punch each other.
It started out kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of jokey, a little
Well-
jocularity. It was like blah,
Oh,
blah.
was it?
So
No.
then
I just woke up in the morning like I had nothing to do. Like I didn't when she
Sure.
said I'm not doing this show, I wasn't like you fucking cunt. I
Right.
was just like I just said back. I was like, all right, that sucks, but whatever. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Sure.
you know, what do you want me to say? Okay,
Yeah.
fine, take the $200. Like who cares? Like,
Sure.
and then when I told Brian, he was the one that had 45 vodka and club sodas.
This guy Brian, nothing's happening. No one's
Right.
tweeting at him. He's at home.
I know,
chilling,
trust
drunk.
me. Yeah,
you know?
and he's
Yeah.
raped women.
yeah.
So
He really
what,
hates
you
women.
just start like
Yeah.
going
Throw-
after
going
saying
after-
horrible things
Yeah.
about him.
Brian's like, what? He's like in a
What the
dark room.
fuck?
Like, what the fuck?
I don't even know what one looks like.
Yeah. So anyway, so I did that, but then this is the whole Ian Findance thing. So then I had seen Ian Findance recently, and at the time I was quitting. I was newly sober, and I kind of called him, and I was like, "Hey, I'm newly sober," blah blah blah. And I was like, "I got this thing with Karen Feehan," and he was just such an awkward, like, just cock on the phone with me, and he was like, "Look, I'm like," he took it way too seriously, and he was like, "I'm not getting involved," and blah blah. I was like, "Dude, fucking relax, whatever. I'm sorry I asked you for anything. Why don't you go give a mustache ride to anybody? Go ahead." You'll fuck anybody. Go right ahead. Anyway, who cares about my beefs? Everything's fine.
Right.
So, who do you hate in comedy?
I don't hate anyone.
I'm just kidding, James.
I
of
really
course.
don't. Like,
No, you
I-
seem like a sweet guy.
Yeah, no, I don't. I have my own life. Like I do comedy. I love it. And
Sure.
Like, I work at
You
it.
don't
but, like,
live and breathe.
No. That's why I like when I hear the Twitter things or the MLC things or like beef. Did you
Right.
see what the comic wrote on Facebook?
Yeah, who
And
cares?
Did you see? I'm like, no, I don't go
Well,
on
I think
Facebook.
in
I don't
any
go on this and that.
being that it's such like a it's highly competitive, and you have a bunch of people that are generally pretty fucked up. So
Yeah,
like
I
it's
guess
gonna
you're right.
it's
yeah.
gonna happen. There's gonna be some scrapes.
And also people that are, it's always funny because the people that look like the most kind of like rough and tumble, like I'm a comic and I'll say whatever I want, they are without exception the most insecure, sensitive people on the planet.
Right, and the clean comics, the nice ones are always the ones that drug people. And,
Yeah, yeah.
or backstabbers.
Well, yeah,
It's
yeah.
so funny how that.
Isn't that funny how that goes?
It's
Yeah.
always, it's like a science almost.
Yeah. So you'll be hanging out with somebody and they're like, I'm a dirty comic and I don't give a shit. And they'll they'll go home and obsess over like somebody on Instagram who was like, you're not as funny as I thought you were. And they'll just like cut their mother's social security number in their arm. You know.
Is that
Yeah.
the number?
Yeah. What does your girlfriend do for a living?
She I don't want. I can't really
Well,
talk too much.
Make
about
it very broad. She like
She works at
You'd say
one of
the
the
industry.
She's not in the
She works
industry.
at one of the Applebee's.
or Apple Store.
Applebee's. Well, she
She
works,
works
at one of the
Yeah.
networks.
Oh.
Oh,
The
me.
big networks, but
Ooh.
not in entertainment side.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she works at NBC, do you mind if I give you my
How did you
treatment?
fucking think that? Did I say it?
No, you didn't.
Oh,
Oh.
yours like NBC, huh?
Wow.
I was like, what?
Oh, looks like you're going to get my treatment for a Wings
Oh, that's
reboot.
hilarious. Can you give your can Brian give his packet to Lauren Michaels?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm getting all these emails.
That's
Hey, dude.
hilarious. All right, we won't go any more into it because you just completely revealed.
What's that peacock really like? Is it nice?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's really funny. Anyway, who cares?
But yeah, she works at.
But that's great that you met this girl and you're good. Do you go on the road a lot?
I do. But I think I'm going to cut back on the road. There's no money in it unless you could sell tickets.
Really?
It's getting bad.
Oh, unless you're like more of a draw.
Yeah, you get no, dude. I mean, I'm reaching out to clubs now, and they're like, "Yeah, we'd love
Sure.
to have you. We'll pay you $250 a show, no hotel, no travel, no like." Then what the fuck what am I gonna do here?
And these are clubs. These aren't like one nighter.
no, these are clubs, dude. It's
This is
really
Alaska,
bad.
Juneau, Alaska.
All these clubs, they're getting to the point where they just have TikTokers or locals.
Sure.
That's
Wow.
it.
That's
They-
crazy.
Yeah,
like-
because you can draw with all these weird things now.
right. Well,
like
the
all
clubs
these-
may have their own draw, but like
Sure.
bringing in people from like out of town to headline, it's not a thing. I mean, it's still there's still clubs that do it, but like it's getting less and less, dude.
That's
It's
interesting.
bad. Oh, it sucks. Dude.
Now, if somebody, I know that, look, I understand the science behind someone's on TikTok and they have a big social media following.
Yeah.
But what does that person do? Like, if they're like that gay kid that made himself really fat and then got skinny again, my daughter
What?
loves him.
Oh,
His name's Avocado something.
what a good strategy.
Yeah, he's a real thing. It's like
I
this.
got tickets to
Yeah.
see Avocado
You
guy.
know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, it's on the.
If I just watch him eat and then not eat,
it's
Oh, really?
No, that's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's
He got
and he does clubs.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think he does.
The clubs are just event spaces now.
Sure.
They get
So
rented out.
what do? You go in. So I'm saying, like, so if I have a ticket to that, then I
Yeah.
just go and comedy's interesting because, like, to what you just said,
Yeah.
and then there's like 30 comics out there that sell arenas. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
you've got Tom Segura or whatever, all those guys, and they sell out fucking arenas. But then the clubs, like what you just said, they're full of like TikTokers or
like Anthony Rodia or whatever the fuck. He
Who's
like does the Italian guy on TikTok, and then it's like
Yeah.
it becomes like super
He does
a big thing.
He does stand up though. But yeah,
No, he does stand up,
blows
but I think he started. Wasn't he a social media guy or like Vic DiBattista
Vic,
or
Vic
something?
blew up on. I
that guy's
believe-
Italian.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it?
I thought he was Chinese.
You can
Yeah,
tell
right?
from space.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Ovo. It says Brian, ask him where he goes up.
Oh yeah,
That's
Wait,
on your.
It's an old, just deep.
It's an old Brian McCarthy. It's on the Brian
I can't
McCarthy
do it.
bingo card.
I remember this from MLC.
Where do you go
Yes.
up?
You asked,
That's-
when did you last get laid, right? Or when
Well,
you last do cocaine? Those
yeah.
are like your
How much
questions. Your
Yeah,
three questions.
Do you do privates? That's
Yeah,
the
dude,
other
it's
one.
Something
You do
like
privates.
that. Yeah, I remember.
We
that.
would ask. You could ask maybe if he does
Dude.
corporates.
Aaliyah Janine used to like get so furious
Oh, that
with
was
me
great.
because every time you come on the show, I'd be
Dude.
like, I know you're retired, but do you still do like you prostitute and stuff? Do you still do
You're-
privates?
Yeah.
You when she would come in and you would skeeve her out, that was the
Yeah.
hardest I've fucking laughed. And because you would, I remember you said, I forget what the quote was. It would almost be worth going back to listen, but you said like her big titties get me all
Yeah,
fucking
something.
worked up
Yeah.
or something.
And meanwhile,
It's
the
just-
joke is like I am 100% not attracted to Aaliyah Janine.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That,
Well,
I mean,
that is
she-
the joke. Yeah.
she's great, whatever. She's
Sure.
hot. That's everyone's got a type. It's fine. But like that's what makes. But just skeeving her out so much.
God,
and-
it was funny.
yeah. And this
It
is a
was
girl.
so funny.
If you've seen her adult work, you're like, good. I skis you out.
Sure,
like,
Really?
yeah,
It's
Right.
out there, huh?
yeah. You got a hockey stick shoved up your ass to the other side.
Whoa.
Well, I don't
Sure,
know,
the
something.
blade.
The blade side. Well, it's like they dull it. They put a rubber. They put rubber on the end of it. It's safe. It's safe.
safe.
Sure,
to
well, they put that
insert.
kind
Yeah.
of gaff tape.
Yeah.
on it.
Safe for Halloween. Safe for
Yeah,
pussy.
Sure.
Oh, do you do Halloween?
Yeah. I got Kyle. Got
Oh, his and hers.
yeah, a couple of them.
Well,
Can I ask really? Oh, go ahead.
No,
Sorry, I'm
go ahead.
interrupting.
No, ask. No.
What can we ask like racially? Like, what is this gal?
She's
White as snow.
Because his ex
not
was
white.
Indian.
She's actually Indian too. She's Punjabi.
This girl's Punjabi.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right.
What is that? Like a caste? Like a merchant?
That's
or
like
something?
the ones that wear they keep their hair really the. Oh wait, no. Am I thinking of Sikhs?
Yeah, you're thinking of Sikhs, the guys that keep all their hair on the
No,
turban.
Punjabs also have like the turbans.
Sheikhs.
Sheikhs. Maybe I'm thinking of a
sheikhs. You're
sheikh.
thinking of shake, rattle, and roll.
All right, sorry.
So,
I interrupted.
so you have a
No.
type. She's Indian, like from India.
No, I'll be 100% honest.
Please.
She from I didn't think she was Indian. I thought she was definitely like Middle Eastern or
Oh
something.
yeah, Punjabis were the.
Okay.
I thought she
that
was
too.
Middle Eastern and or maybe like
Ooh.
Persian or something or
Yeah,
or
right.
Ooh,
brunette.
that's hot.
And then she was Indian and then I was like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the last girl was Indian too, so it was
Right.
just like now.
But she was like Indian and German,
Yeah,
right?
the last girl was Indian German. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it sounds like I have a type, but in all honesty, it just kind of happenstance.
It's like he's like Noah, this guy, 2x2.
My friend,
know?
my friend married this beautiful Indian girl. I actually
Yeah.
sort of introduced. I didn't introduce him really, and he married this girl in India, really beautiful, and like they were now they live out of the city somewhere on the west coast, but they rented a 2-bedroom on the west side, and I remember like they lived together for a year or something like that, and like, or they bought, this is the first apartment together, and the second bedroom, she's like, we have to buy a bed, and he's like, why? And he's like, well, she's like, my parents are gonna live with us like 6
And they
months.
didn't have this
No,
conversation.
really?
like 6
Holy
months out of
shit.
the year.
Yeah.
So like, so then, and her parents like hated that he wasn't Indian, and it was just a fucking nightmare. Have you met her parents yet?
No.
Okay.
No, we're still okay.
Yeah,
So we're still
4
new.
months.
Oh, 4 months. I don't know. You're already. I mean, I've been
I'm
married
Italian. I'm not gonna fucking
Hey,
introduce
hey,
them. I'm not gonna
hey.
bring my parents in the
Yeah.
first
Well,
day.
when you're
right.
Italian, you just take her downstairs.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, right.
My mom's got some
Hey,
Sunday
Ma, come up
gravy.
here, Ma.
Ma,
Hey, I got curry in a hurry. I'm just kidding, honey. I'm just
Hey.
kidding, honey. We have a good time. Ma,
she
get up
gets
here.
it.
Yeah, she's all right. You're not that kind of Indian, Ma. Not that kind. Get up here, Ma. So she's got
Right.
diabetes, feet of giant
Right.
feet. But it's the kind of thing where it always interests me when an ethnic group gets upset when the ethnic group like steps out of their.
Not dating the same ethnic
Certain
group.
ones, yeah, certain ones are very
Well, you had
Greeks,
you had a-
Indian. Yeah, I had an,
yeah.
but here's the thing: a white guy is kind of like sometimes, but they were okay with me being a white guy.
Okay.
The guy she did after was a black guy.
Oh my goodness.
Not as excited about that.
Involuntarily, we both went, "Oh."
Not
Mine was a
immigrant
positive. I was
parents.
like, oh,
not
oh my.
that
Oh.
excited.
How
Goodness.
progressive. Good.
Oh.
Right.
That's gotta hurt.
Listen.
Union man.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so I think a lot of times the being a white guy can kind of, it's
yeah.
Is that white privilege?
kind of.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You
You
want
want
to
to take it. It's all I got really, as far as it's like a fucking key to the city.
haven't checked a bag in years.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're half Puerto Rican
Yes.
and half Japanese.
Chinese.
Chinese. Always say.
Sorry, that
okay.
was I gave him bad information.
No, it's okay.
Now I'm guessing that your mom is a Chinese woman.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, good. Do you speak Spanish?
No.
Wow.
Nope.
That's the worst, isn't it?
I'm an idiot.
Do you speak
Mhm.
Mandarin?
A little bit.
Mhm.
A little bit.
Okay.
Like at elementary level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're talking to somebody who's young or has Down syndrome, then you're fine
Mhm.
because they don't have a lot of vocabulary. I
They're
thought that
they'll
would
be
land.
smart.
I thought that would land better. I don't. Sorry about that.
It triggered me. I have Down syndrome. I'm upset.
No, you're just weird looking.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
That drool,
Yeah.
you'll wipe that away.
I got a great joke for you, Puerto Rican. You ready for this one?
Okay. Bring it.
What did the
Yeah.
Puerto Rican guy say when he lost his phone? Where did my mofung go?
Okay.
My phone. Where did my phone go?
Where did my mofung
My
go?
phone go.
'Cause it's like
I
the
think you could
food-
just say, "Where did my phone?" My
You really,
phone go?"
you said it really like you said.
I think you could drop the "my" because there's already a "mafungo" on it.
Well, where did mofung go?
We're
Where did
workshopping.
my phone
it,
go?
We're workshopping.
That's
I love
it.
this.
Where did my phone go?
Okay.
It's good. You
All
came up with that?
No.
Oh,
Well,
was
now
gonna say, that's pretty good.
especially now I didn't. If you're tearing it apart,
No, I
Yeah.
just feel like
some
you just
older
cut it
boys
up.
told me that. when
Yeah,
they
for
played-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of older boys, really quick, Artie Klein wrote,
What do you got?
"How's Ovo's swagger at the strip club?" #Arnold. And I think Arnold, he's referring to me because Jimmy Martinez used to call me Arnold.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, Jimmy Martinez.
Oh, there's a-
Yeah.
He used to do the podcast, MLC.
yeah.
Yeah,
happened to
way
him?
back.
He's still doing comedy.
I'm sure he's doing great.
I think he's doing great. I think he's probably doing great.
I think
Yeah,
he's doing
probably
five
doing
to
great.
7.
I love.
I don't know. I
Years
don't-
in the comedy.
I don't know where. I don't know what he's. I don't know. I don't.
No idea.
I'm the king.
I think he was doing a podcast. Do you remember he came to the live thing that we did at
Yes.
what was it? The Stand.
Yes, the stand.
And
Wow.
and I remember meeting his Adam, and
He's
we
an-
talked.
Okay, for those of you who are, and by the way, I will get to your question about Ovo in a minute. But
Mm-hmm.
the interesting thing about Jimmy Martinez is just the air of sort of like benign malice that he has. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
Like
yeah.
yeah,
could
like
snap. Kind of.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's almost always, and I think he wants it that way.
Yeah,
that's-
like I think he wants you to
It's
feel
that's-
like,
yeah, that's
and
the
it's
pitch.
like, dude, I don't know, I can't help you. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you, dude.
yeah.
But like, what the fuck?
But he's also one of those guys where like he's definitely like knows, like if he saw Chris Rock, out at the cell or whatever, he knows Chris Rock well enough where he'll come over and just be like a problem. You know what I mean? But then you can't. What do you do with this guy? He's like 6'7".
Sure.
Yeah.
Chris Rock is like, what is he, 4'9"? You're just kind of stuck with him. He's one of these guys that like he's big and I guess does comedy. I don't know.
I think saw some of his, I think he's pretty funny. Like, I think
he's got a lot of confidence, so I'm sure he's probably funny
but I think I just saw him fucking around one time at a thing, and I was like, oh, he was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's as like serious, but he's kind of off. He's like there's like a duality. He can be super fun and gregarious, and then he'll just be like, I'm gonna fucking cut you if you make a gay joke again. It's like, all right, we're all adults here.
Yeah, he's somebody who would like sexually assault a woman, but be crying while he did it. Be like, my mama told me never again, but here I go doing it. I'm doing it again. He's just crying, and he's fully erect. You know, he's just crying.
I will say the greatest fucking moment.
Go ahead.
Okay, so not when he attacked Kevin. That was terrifying.
He didn't hit him though.
He didn't hit him, but he threw like a fucking aluminum travel mug at him.
Yeah.
And like you heard it echoed like
which
through
is wild.
McDougal
You know it's
Street.
being recorded, so it's performative.
And that was the thing is I was yelling. I was like, Jimmy, there's like 4 cameras on you. Don't commit a crime.
Yeah.
I'm a real like you know what I mean? I'm I'm streetwise.
Hey,
you know what I mean? So I was like, Jimmy, don't fucking do it. I'm like, you're on fucking
blood in, blood out.
Sure, and it's live, so I can't.
Did he say turn off the cameras?
I can't unring the bell. No, he wasn't even conscious of that.
Then he definitely he just wanted to.
But the greatest moment, so he kind of was like, he told Carrie Carra, was like, "Fuck you, bitch!" Like, and he kind of stormed out. Yeah, I mean, listen, who has
so far so good.
So, but the craziest moment was, I want to say the next week, because we recorded at that studio above the Comedy Cellar, and it was like a residential apartment complex building, and so it's not like a doorman or anything. It was just like a kind of walk-up building, and he somehow got in, and he just burst in the door while we were recording the next week.
Really?
Like, oh my god! I mean, Kevin and I thought he was going to murder. I mean, we thought it was like going to be an active shooter, but he actually was coming back because he wanted to apologize to Carrie, because he was like, I called you a stupid bitch and I pushed you out of the way.
Right.
But apparently he felt real bad about that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you should feel bad. Yeah,
but when you can't control your temper, then you realize.
I think she understood and whatever.
When the anger, but she's also another one where like she's I guess she does comedy. I don't know, but like she also knows, like, you know, like when you go to the cellar, right? And there are people that sit at that comedy table, but then there are people that like
call each other dummies.
Yeah. And then there are people that like aren't allowed to sit at the table.
So they're off to the side a little bit.
And they sit, but they think because they're like within 10 yards of Bill Burr, they're kind of also in this scene.
They're also famous now.
Yeah, it's like a lot of that kind of horseshit. But anyway, what do you
feel about did this? I always hear like some people will be like, "Oh, you should go do that to hang out," and then some people will be like, "The Cellar comics just think you're a joke when you do that." Like, what do you think?
Well, it's definitely like a very it's impenetrable.
It's a sad.
Yes,
it can't make you look good when you're just sitting there.
No.
Yeah.
Here's also the thing too, and I don't know. Look, I don't know your background, but like traditionally, most comics were, you know, bullied in high school or awkward or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So now when they get out, that table that they have, that's the cool kid.
Right.
That's their lunch table.
Elite fraternity.
Oh, I get you. So the comics are very possessive over it.
Well, and now it's their turn to shit on other people.
Well,
like,
that's not nice.
Sure. No, it's not nice. Well, that's kind of like what Bert Kreischer calling, you know, regular people, civilians and pedestrians and things like that. It's
normies.
Yeah, right. Like, dude, take it easy. You know, you're not
losers.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're not an X-Man. You know, like,
right.
So you know, that kind of thing, and it is, you know, to not be that, to be so unself-aware, but also to look, but also like the people you're shitting on, they also kind of deserve to be shit on because they're taking it, they're sitting there. But that whole like hierarchy, of, like, but that's everywhere. It's like if you go to Austin, you know, the mothership, apparently it's the same kind of thing where.
Yeah, it's great. You know, people really buy into it and they get sucked up in it. And I don't know. I'm not gonna be like this whole. I'm not gonna be like I'm the whatever whole mighty guy. But it's just like I just don't give a shit. I just want to do I just want to work in my act, do my jokes, you know, get my money, you know, hang out if there's people I like there. But this whole thing of like
bitches get money, we get it.
Exactly, of course. 24/7, 365.
Sure. And also you know, listen, if you do a spot and you know you do well, and then a spot, is that better than do you go up? And then if you do a spot, that's a comedy term for some material.
You could go. You could do us. You could get us. You could do a spot and go.
Then you do well, and then you leave.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, people then you look so much cooler because people are like, oh, that guy just fucking bounced out.
He doesn't need this.
Yeah, I feel like you could almost have a sexy indifference to the whole thing, and they might actually love you for that. If you're just like, I don't really need you guys. For like approval, they might love you.
Hey, Todd Barry, putting on a little weight, aren't you? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Although if I was like one of these, like doing the comedy for like 1 or 2 years and I wanted to buy the cellar table, I would like stand really close at the bar and I'd order a drink and I'd try to be funny, loud.
Well, they're like right behind you.
Sure.
I'd be like this.
Yeah.
The bartender come over and I'd say, can I get a vodka and soda? And he'd give it to me. I go, God, all this ice. What am I, like an Eskimo? And I'd say it really loudly.
Pass on the spot.
Yeah.
Get down here. Close the show out.
Call
Dave Chappelle would come over. Yeah.
Here's the code for the door.
Nur would be
you
like,
get like a holding deal.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I just leave with some beautiful Indian girl from NBC giving me a contract. Right.
Her half Asian boyfriend.
Yeah. Her half Asian.
In a garbage can.
Yeah.
How did your parents meet?
In college. My college. So my mom, dad, my dad was teaching at Jersey City University.
Okay.
My mom was like a student of his.
What was he teaching?
Mathematics.
Oh, that's right. She
Oh.
was a student.
Yeah. They started dating after.
Is your dad much older than your mom?
No.
Just
not
a
that
few
much.
years?
A few years.
Was he like a teacher assistant?
He was. He was like just brand new getting into that position.
Okay,
as
I
a
see.
teacher. Yeah.
Was your father always in education?
Yeah, his whole life. He hasn't done anything else. He got that job right out of college after he got his master's, and that's been it.
Where'd you go to school?
Rutgers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you see that recent documentary where all the guys are doing the phone work and they're all like in New Brunswick and they're all snorting heroin?
God, that was a great.
It's not a good area.
No.
What was it? It was called Telemarketers, right?
Yeah.
That was a great fucking like docu-series.
I used to party with a kid that got murdered. He was like hammered walking down the street, and a dude literally like took him behind
Really?
a house, like a off-campus housing.
Wait, what?
Beat the shit out of him with an iron bar.
What was it like? Pat? What was? Where's Rutgers? What?
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
Yeah, New Brunswick. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like when people say like New Jersey and they would go, oh, what exit? Like New Brunswick looks like what people think all of New Jersey looks like. It's just kind of ugly. There's no distinctive anything to it.
I get. I don't. Because when I think of Jersey, I don't think of it that way. But I guess if other people, dirty, disgusting, terrible drivers.
Down in Edison is that's nicer down there, isn't it?
Edison's nice.
Most of New Jersey's nice.
Yeah, a lot of it. I mean, once you get outside of the sort of.
I think some of the one of the oranges, Newark could have rough areas, and then New Brunswick, and then you got what?
Hillside.
Hillside.
That's a terrible area outside of Newark.
Oh, is that right?
Have you ever
Trenton's
been?
bad.
Yes, Trenton is terrible.
Camden. Oof.
I know.
Sure.
I was in a wedding in Trenton, and with my old wrestling partner, and the Iron
wrestling partner. Is that what we call it?
As a euphemism. All right. Well, whatever.
When I bring Brian to Thanksgiving, that's what I introduce him as my wrestling partner.
Sorry, progressive bottom. But yeah, Trenton is a fucking dump. Like, I mean, it's wild. Like, it hasn't. And it turns one of those places, even Camden. I know this is for those of you who are outside of the country, you can give a shit, but Camden is the fact that Camden's doing better than Trenton is wild. I used to buy cocaine in Camden from this guy that was a bouncer at a strip club in Pennsylvania, Delilah's in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And he had this this apartment in this apartment building that was like everything around it was like rubble. I mean, swear to God, it was like rubble. Right. And his building would just sway. I was like, I go there. I'm like, how is this place not going to fucking fall down? Like, it needed the buildings on the side of it.
It's not good for the cocaine.
No,
swaying.
Keep it.
Cocaine's gonna be going.
No, it's the triple beam scales going left and right, right. I'm trying to blow the guy because I have no money.
Right. His dick's falling out of your mouth.
Oh no. I know we're all having fun here.
He takes pride in his.
When it's in there, it's in there.
No,
that's it.
Lockjaw. Yeah. Let's go.
You're coming twice whether you want to or not. Yeah. Okay, let me get to OVO real quick because I know we said I would. So, what he's talking about is back in December. I shot a pilot for a television show in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and one of the guys, a friend of the show, I can't say the word fan. I feel like a douche. So
I 100%.
Yeah,
no, it is
a fan.
Yeah,
it's the same thing as like Burt being like, oh, you guys are.
It's a listener or maybe
viewer.
To
see you.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm so lonely that I've had people over to my house for dinner that listen to the show.
We've hung out with you hung out with OVO in
Yeah. So
the story,
That's
but
sweet.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we met him here in the city too.
It's always
Well, it makes
good
sense they like you. Why
Well,
would
they
you
start
like-
they start off liking me. About 20 minutes in, they're like, "Yeah, we got to go see the Statue of Liberty."
Yeah,
I have a
then you lose
thing-
some subscribers.
Yeah. I'm like, there will be a puppet show.
There was
Yeah.
have some kind of vague.
Did I
plans
tell you
that
how
just came up?
how good I can hold the dick in my mouth?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, get over here.
It won't go anywhere.
Let's try both at the
Sure.
same time.
No.
I want you to rip the sides of my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like
'Cause-
Joker.
Yeah, just like the Joker.
Yum,
yeah.
yum, yum, yum.
I'm more like the choker. Fucking yeah.
Not bad,
Yeah,
not bad.
That's pretty good.
Pitch that.
So when I was
New
in,
pilot. Yeah.
and I was in Albuquerque, I was staying at, I don't mean to brag, I was staying at like a Comfort Inn. And it was a union job, SAG, you know how it
Good
is.
for you.
Hey, leave my balls out of this. But so I'm in Albuquerque, and OVO, this guy hits me up, and earlier that same week, because I was there for a little bit, like around a week, and the first day I was there, the director had like sort of like a little like a kind of like a little party at a bar to everyone to meet each other, and I met everybody, and I was worried that I was making this is how egomaniac I am. I was worried I was making the crew laugh so much that the director was going to resent me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm being too funny
Yeah.
here, so I'm
Yeah,
going to
tamp
leave.
it down.
So I asked the one of the guys that worked in the bar, I was like, where's a place around here to get like something like a really good meal? And he was like, oh, you got to go to this casino, and he'll know the name of it. It's the same word in Spanish for watermelon, and it's an Indian casino way over. It was 20 minutes away.
Okay.
So we go over. I go by myself, and there was a Tejano band. It was a huge fucking casino. It was a fucking like a golf course. It was a compound, and so I get there. I go to this restaurant.
Sandia.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
And
Sandia
just look up
Casino.
watermelon and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
OVO was great glory hole in the restroom. OVO will tell you all about it.
Sandia.
So anyway, so I go there, and then I call and by the way, I love when you're out of state, out of New York, and you call like Uber or Lyft or whatever, because it's always like a Kia 2004 Kia with a baby seat in the back,
24 minutes away.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I get in the car, and I get in the car, and it's some guy, and I say to the guy, I'm like, hey, what's the strip club sitch? Like, because I sound cool, and I don't see the situation. What's the sitch?
right.
What's a haps up in here?
Sure.
Hey, Tomahawk. I
Where
call
are the
him that.
titties?
Yeah. So he goes, oh, you got to go to, and I know OVO, I'm going to fuck up the name of the place, but it's like, you got to go to like, it's like literally like Frank and Sal's or something. And he goes, oh, that's there. And I said, oh, where is it? And he goes, well, we're going to kind of drive past it on the way to the hotel. And I said, why don't you just drop me off there? I mean, I think my Lyft ride was $7. So he goes, all right. So he drops me off, and I go into the place, and I walk in, and there's the bouncer is this bald white guy with like a really long braided goatee, and he's $5. I give him, I have to go in. I walk around for 30 seconds, and I'm just like, I got to get the fuck out of here. This is so stupid. Like, because what am I going to do? Go to the champagne room with some cesarean scarred,
That was your plan.
Meth head.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So, right. Oh, wow. There's a lot of
Wendy the meth head.
You got a lot of scabs.
He's like, yeah, I'm really
So-
really itchy around this time of year.
So I go to leave, and I leave, and I asked the bald guy with the goatee, I said, hey, I can't see very well. He called me a car, and he does. So now I'm outside waiting for a car. And as I'm standing out there, I'm just it's dark, I'm in this fucking parking lot of this weird strip club in Albuquerque.
It's called Robin John's. Is that what you said?
No, it's like Frank and Sal's or
That's
something.
a
OVO, if
fair-
you're listening,
Oof.
pop in with a name. It's something
That
like
is
that.
Wait,
It's like,
good
and
name.
it's in
it's in Albuquerque.
oh, I could probably
There's only like a couple in Albuquerque.
That's
Okay.
brutal,
It's
yeah.
a name and a name.
Yeah. Albuquerque, not great either.
No.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I'm waiting, and some guy like comes out of the shadows, comes up and he goes, hey, can I ask you for a favor? And I was like, you can ask anything. Sure. And he goes, hey, can I borrow your license so I can go in the club? And I was like, and by the way, the guy is like,
this might be the favorite favor I've ever heard anybody ask.
Yeah.
I love this.
yeah, this guy he's Chicano. He's
He
about
said it's called TDs, by the way.
okay, TDs. There you go. But that's a short for two people's like Ted and Dan's. Or
I think
something.
probably Theodore and
Yes, and Douglaston.
Douglaston.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Chicano guy is like 5'4" or something,
Yeah.
and he goes, yeah, I forgot my ID and I need to get into the club. And I said, dude, I'm like 5'11" and I'm white. My ID
Yeah.
says New York. I was just in there. Like, it's just not going to work. And he goes, well, how about if you go in there and there's a side emergency exit and you can pop the door open and you can get me in. And I
like this.
I was like, yeah, I'm not doing any of this. Like,
Yeah.
sorry. And then there's another guy who's standing out there smoking. I didn't even see the guy. He's like over there. And that guy smoking turns to the guy who's like asking me for all this shit. And he goes, hey, I know you. you got fired from the police department. And this guy who I'm like, well, this is a really small town.
Yeah.
And the guy that's asking me for my license, he goes, hey, fuck you, man. I quit. He goes, you didn't quit. I know your cousin. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So then the guy who's asking me for my license just takes his shirt off. And it's like fucking 35 degrees. And he goes, hey, come at me, bro. You want to come at me, man? And the guy's laughing. He goes, you're not going to do shit. I know your cousin. Apparently knowing his cousin is like kryptonite.
Yeah.
And so then the guy from outside, the bald guy with the beard, he comes outside because I don't know why. And he comes outside and I'm standing there and this little guy who wants my license is jumping around. And the guy looks at me, he goes, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. He wanted my license and then he wants me to open a side door and I'm waiting for a fucking lift ride.
God.
I don't know.
Minutes away.
Yeah, I don't know I'm just standing out here. And he turns to the guy jumping around and he knows him and he goes, hey man, you can't be around here all the time, man. You got to get out. And he goes, tell Carla, I want my watch back. So I guess somebody named
he had given Carla some collateral probably on the champagne room.
Gave Carla his watch. So then like a few days later, OVO and I, this guy, we make plans to meet up. We meet at this Irish bar by the University of New Mexico. And then while we were there, he mentioned he'd never been to a strip club. And I was like, well, I know a terrible one.
Yeah.
So we hopped in his car and we went over to the place. It's kind of a non-story. I bought him his first lap dance.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then I was talking to this stripper who was originally from New York. And I love strippers because, well, I should probably just end the sentence there.
Yeah,
go ahead. Full stop.
Oh, explain yourself.
They're kind of like, they're like wet paint because you look at them and it's like, oh, okay. Like everything's together. And then you put your finger on it and it's like, it's just there's an ankle bracelet and 3 cesarean scars and like.
I like that analogy.
Yeah. Have you, do you like strip clubs?
Not really. I don't have enough money to go. I've
Okay.
gone.
It is
a
kind
money.
of expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about,
I've been to a couple in Florida.
yeah.
But like in Florida, it's weird. It's like if they look at you,
Those are the good ones.
You just have to give them you have to give them something.
Yeah, I guess it depends on which style because there's like the sort of like make it rain type strip club,
Right.
and then there's like kind of the more ones
You
we
sit
go
around
to.
and they
It's more
come
like
to you.
working class, like
Yeah. How's Hustlers in the city?
Oh, it's funny you should say that. I used to work for them.
Oh yeah.
as a dancer.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I made no money. People were very disappointed.
But I
tell
could
you-
walk away with $0 every
but
night.
nobody gave it up like me in the champagne room.
Yeah.
Boy, could he give a non-consensual massage? Though.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, you
asked for this.
Yeah, let's go. I don't want to make you come, but I'm going to do it. I was cheap as hell. No, well, the Hustler Club is interesting because when you walk in, you won't see anybody in there. It'll be completely empty on a Saturday night.
Oh.
Now, what happens in there is there are all these private rooms, and they go all the way in the back, and they kind of go all around the wall, and they're all these private rooms are like the size of like a double phone booth. I know that's how old I am. I'm referencing a phone booth, but like
Not big.
So there are these little rooms. So what happens is the dancers will go to work, and on their way to work, they'll have like kind of like clients, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And they'll text their clients and say, hey, Tom, it's Thursday night. I'm working. Do you want a spot like at 10 o'clock, 10:30? And they'll sort of like sell.
Oh, like comedians.
Yeah. They'll sell their time prior to the guy getting there. So when they get there, they know they're going to, and they talk to the host. The hosts are always ex-cops and because they can carry guns.
Yeah.
And the hosts are always these like Irish guys who are wearing like ill-fitting tuxedos. It looks like they all bought them from like a circus cover tent store because they're huge. And they go in there and they just talk to the host, and the host will be like, I've seen them do it. They have like a little meeting. They're like, all right, so you got this guy at 10, 11, 12. All right. And then they'll like sell the booze before they get there. All right. So we get a bottle of vodka. So they like sort of have it all set up.
So it's all meeting. It's like meetings.
Yeah. So what they do is they like, so that's where you won't really see. I mean, you'll see girls dancing on the stage here and there, but you won't see like lap dances out on the floor. There's an area upstairs. Well, clearly I know way too much about this, but there's an area upstairs that has like 3 dances for $100.
Yeah.
And that's like a little partition kind of area, but it's really like, it's all happening in these private rooms. That's kind of.
Oh, Artie Klein also writes, weren't you also a Scores bathroom attendant?
I was also a score. Yes, Artie, Jesus Christ.
He's always bragging about it.
It was
so
actually
like,
this guy's your manager right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Publicist.
Don't forget to mention Scores.
Yep. And I have an associate's degree in nursing. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm an LPN,
You're
not
so
an RN.
accomplished.
Yeah.
I think thank you for saying that.
Right.
But no, I was actually, yeah. But anyway, so but we always talk about it. And by the way, for those of you who are local who are going to fly in for this or train in or bus in,
Right.
or be dropped off via some sort of helio
or a chopper, maybe.
parachute.
Like,
Chopper
they might
in.
take a blade.
We're going. Actually, we'll invite you if you want to come. We're doing Gallagher's in Queens. It's a strip club.
Oh yeah, that's right off
Yeah.
the exit, right?
Right off the
Alright.
7. Oh no,
I
you're
think
thinking
so.
of probably Show Palace.
Everyone-
that's right off the.
yeah.
That's right
that
off
might be
the.
it. Yeah.
Gallagher's is like, well, we talk about it all the time, but it's in like an office park. So what would consider what Queens would consider an office. It's right off of Queens Boulevard, and it's kind of back and back. And Adam's like pulled girls out of there. It's just a funny place because you go there. There's 9 people that sit at the bar. The place is probably 7,000 square feet.
Mm.
And they have this deal where $100 for 15 minutes upstairs. And you could probably get several people pregnant in that 15 minutes. Like it's a little bananas. Allegedly. I've never been up there.
Right.
Allegedly.
So you've never been. So you're gonna go first.
We've been a bunch.
Oh
yeah.
He's
But
got his own booth.
Yeah. We go.
He's got a placard.
We
on
go as it's not again, it sounds like I'm over compensating for but it's not that we go as a goof, but
Yeah.
it's kind of fucking hilarious because it's like West Side Story. All the Spanish guys go in there for the Ukrainians and the Slovenians and the whatever, because there's that contingent.
Yeah.
And then there's all of the Spanish girls on the other side. The Spanish girls are fucking hot. I mean, they can be anyway.
And
I mean,
how?
yeah, and very, very aggressive. It's just hilarious. Like you
Yeah.
go sit down there, and if you go in there wearing a collared shirt, they think you're like the emperor of Europe or something. So you just go in there, and because there's like some day laborer with a Miss Pac-Man hat on,
Right.
And the trick is you have to sit at the bar, and every time a dancer comes around, you have to give her like $2.
Well,
Yeah.
Now the thing is, you have to sit at the bar. They don't have any tables.
Yeah, they got rid of.
Remember,
all
they
the
used
tables.
to have tables so you could kind of sit back and you would still tip and everything, but
Right.
not-
like now it's like automatic.
Yeah,
know.
now it costs you about $50 an hour
Just to hang out.
just to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the math on it once. Remember, it was like let's say it's like 3 songs, but it's not 3. 2 girls every
20 minutes,
20.
something like that.
No, more than that.
No, more than
More
that.
frequent
Yeah.
than that. I'm gonna say 2 girls every 10.
What I like to do is as they're coming on, I just stand up and I just announce to everybody, I go, I have diarrhea. And I just go in the bathroom for 5 minutes. When I come out, they've always gone around.
Right.
Should we say,
Yeah, let's say.
can you flip over for, you got a half an hour for us
half an
after
hour?
this?
You gotta go.
Yeah, I
you
can
got?
get a 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, cool.
Oh
All
no, actually, I got 15. I can do
15. We'll do
yeah.
15.
Okay,
All
well,
right, I gotta head out.
so maybe we just hang out here for a little.
Can I make a pee break?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, and then we'll just
you
we'll
and
do
I'll do
we'll do
something. Okay.
the members
Well,
only
then, all right.
after our boy James,
Well,
but
then,
we can like
let's
take
get-
our time
Let's
here.
get him out of here then. If he's got to leave at 15.
No,
We've been here for
absolutely.
Go pee pee.
Yeah.
Go pee pee.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I want you
well,
fully
you
yourself.
guys-
I want you
you
fully.
guys-
Okay,
invested.
yeah, you go pee pee.
Yeah, well,
We'll
you
hang out. We got to get
Be
reacquainted.
super funny. I'll be back.
Oh God,
We
Funny-
acquainted, huh?
Listen, funny thing
This is
happened
like
to
a
me the
day.
other
We're
day.
across from each other. This is cute.
So you're with a new girl.
Yeah.
and it's going well. That's kind of crazy that you jumped straight back in.
Yeah.
That was it's a little fast, James.
Well, I'll be honest. It's like I haven't really thought of it that way.
Are
But
you like head over heels? Do you really like her a lot?
it feels very mature. It feels very
Okay,
natural.
she's not a crazy person.
No. I think the opposite. She's like
Because the thing we had in common was we both dated
Yeah. No. She
crazy women,
What I like about her. Yeah. I mean, what I like
both
about her.
Indian too. Well, because my ex was part Indian.
Yeah. It
too,
was scary how like our similar our stories were.
right.
Yeah. You said your girl like. What did she like would scream and
She would
threaten
like
to do things,
she kept me hostage in the relationship.
Right.
Right. She would threaten to kill herself.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like and then she made me go apple picking with her one time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Held me hostage and made me go apple picking.
Was she wild?
Fucking crazy.
Was she wild in bed?
She was fine. Yeah.
Just
I mean,
fine.
it wasn't
you
like
can't be that crazy. And
it
not-
wasn't I don't know. I feel like you get to an age where it's not like it's less about that. I was looking for like a serious
No, you're looking for someone. Yeah.
thing. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of like whatever, but yeah.
Well,
But-
for me, it was like I took time off and I like kind of like to work on myself. And then when I went back out, my intention was like just to get to know people.
Right.
So, like I don't know if it was like I'm looking for a relationship or looking for something serious, but just definitely something more like I want to get laid, but it wasn't just like I'm just trying to get laid. It's like I'm actually going on these dates.
Right.
I'm
You kind of
get to know
almost just
people.
accidentally get laid because
it
there's an
just worked out.
expectation. So if you like date chicks on the apps, you're gonna have sex within like at the most 3 dates. Like
Sure.
3 dates if you're taking your time.
Sure.
But I mean, we're adults, so it's gonna happen pretty quick.
Right.
But so then it's almost kind of like, well, what's wrong with me if you're not fucking by the 3rd date or whatever? So then you end up sleeping together, and then you're kind of like, I don't know, there's a little bit of a thing where you feel
Like what
obligated in a way
I guess, but like
to like, is this either you got to cut it off or I'm gonna, because I gave a lot of women the wrong idea when I would, and then they would get really mad at me.
No, but you just gotta be honest with them, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, they can get mad no matter what, but like, I feel like if you just at some point be like, hey, listen, like, whatever it is, I'm getting out of something, or I'm not looking for anything serious, or like,
Sure.
it usually comes down to like, if you feel that way about someone, you really don't even like them that much to begin with, you know?
Right.
Like, you're just trying to get laid. But yeah, you just gotta be. I mean, if someone gets upset, then that's more on them.
That
But,
was
like,
what happened to me towards the end before I met my girlfriend that I've been with for like 4+ years now.
But did you go when you first started seeing girls after? Were you just like consciously like, I'm not
After the fucking crazy one?
Yeah, I'm not getting in any relationship.
We had to be separate. Like the last time I saw her was in a therapist's office right over like a couple blocks from here.
Right.
And we had to be like separated by people in like lab coats because
Really? Lab
because
coats?
she was so crazy because she
Yeah.
was threatening to kill herself. And so shit got weird while you were in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
by
know.
the way, we should, before we wrap up, we should talk about your special because you want to know. Like,
Yeah, man. What
Oh yeah.
we should have been talking about that the whole time. We were like talking like a couple.
All
of
right, come on, Jimmy.
hands.
Jimmy, hit us over the head. Go ahead. You got the floor.
I got a comedy special I just released on YouTube.
All right.
My YouTube channel. That's what everyone's doing now. YouTube.com/James Camacho. It's called Mutt.
And it's YouTube. Okay, let me put it up real quick.
Yeah,
It's called
YouTube.com/James
James Camacho.
Where'd you film it?
At the comic
Comic strip.
Oh
I
yeah,
filmed it at the comic
it's
strip.
right here. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Were you I mean, look, I know clearly you put it out, but are you happy with how it turned out?
Oh, dude, I
Is this
put
your
I
best
put
work.
Yeah, I put a lot of money into it. The act is great. Like,
Okay.
like I don't suck my dick a lot, but it's like
If you could, you
if
would.
I could, I would.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hello.
I
but,
never leave the house.
I wouldn't be here.
Uh-huh.
No, it's really good. It's about an hour of material.
Wow.
Yeah, filmed it at the comic strip. I got these guys that work at Two Buffoons.
Okay.
They do it. They did a great job. It's like Netflix specs.
Who are the
Oh,
two
wow.
buffoons guy? I don't know. I've
Jason
never heard.
Katz,
Okay.
Ryan Devers. They do a lot of stuff with pretty big name comedians.
It's CAMACHO, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the YouTube guy. Everybody
Yeah.
go like and subscribe. Smash the like button
And watch it. Yeah, it's doing well. It's at 27,000
Mutt.
views. Yeah.
Now,
because you're mixed race.
Yes.
let me. I thought because he's led a rough
Yeah,
life. I
fucking
got a
yeah,
rough
rough
life.
life.
You son of a bitch. Hey, at least I'm not funny anymore. Fucking leash. Shut up. Explain to me the economics if you don't mind. So you
okay.
make this thing on YouTube,
Yeah.
right? You put it on your channel.
Yeah.
And then the amount of clicks, do you get paid with that?
Yeah, get me YouTube money.
Okay.
That's really it though. There's
If
economically.
you're,
it makes
you're
no sense.
monetized, right?
Economically, it makes no
Yeah.
sense.
If you want to put out a special, we put it up and we run ads on it.
Oh, but they
Yeah.
run ads.
Where do you go? Yeah. If you want to go up somewhere,
call it where do you go up? Yeah. Yeah.
Brian McCarthy going up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Live from the Apollo.
Right. Brian McCarthy with special guest Jeffrey Gurian.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
could warm
Must-
up,
must
but
listen.
he warms the crowd up with dentistry.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Right.
How great would
everyone
that
gets
be?
a cleaning before the show starts.
It's really funny because if you ever look at, for those of you who I know that, we a lot of people listen to the show a lot, but Jeffrey Gurian is this guy that's been in comedy for, I don't know, 70
He's
years.
like a super cool guy
He's very
Very
nice
chill.
guy.
with
Very
cool hair.
But-
Oh, he's got a nice lady
scarves.
with him too.
Yeah.
But the thing about this guy is he's older and he sort of does comedy, but he produces shows. And I think he's heard me kind of shit on him before because he did something shitty to me. So I'm kind of like,
Oh, really?
Well, remember
I
told
had
you,
not a great
remember,
experience with him too.
remember he was booking Bennington and I took him to
Oh,
lunch
God.
and I wanted to go on. That's a show on Sirius XM.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I took him to lunch because I was like, I had something going on at the time, and I was like, hey, I would like to be a guest on Bennington. Like I've met Ron a bunch of times, like but I need someone to kind of walk me in the room.
Mhm.
And because I don't do stand up, I'm at a weird disadvantage with a lot of this stuff. So I was kind of like, hey,
because you're a civilian.
that's a civilian, pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
Yeah, walking into traffic.
Fuck yeah.
They should call the special walking into traffic.
Hey,
There you go.
There you go. I like it.
Maybe you're the one that's blind. Right. So, all right. So anyway, so this Jeffrey Gurian, so I take him to lunch and I took him to Del Frisco's Grill, right in Rockefeller Center.
Oh, nice.
So he had, well, not the big Del Frisco's, but the grill.
That's
One
still
across the
nice.
street.
Del Frisco's Express.
So he's Del Taco.
Del Taco.
Yeah. Sorry. So anyway, so we're sitting at the table and, you know, I'm paying for lunch, but it's fine, whatever. And we're talking and as soon as he like orders a sandwich and he gets the sandwich, he says to the waiter, he goes, could I get half of this packed up?
Whoa.
Like already, like he already like took half the sandwich with him because he's not a big guy, not much of an appetite.
No.
So I'm already like, okay, fine.
That's shitty though.
I don't
It's,
care. Take the sandwich. That's not what annoyed me or got me. That's not what.
Okay.
So then we're having lunch and I know the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, I gotta ask this guy a fucking favor. I don't want to do it. I don't want to ask him a favor.
Oh, you hadn't asked him. I thought it was
no.
out on the table.
I hadn't asked him yet.
Okay.
It was because we're friendly, you know, from the Lampoon and stuff. And I've known the guy when I was fucking 18 years old. I used to see him walk around New York in like after hours nightclubs with like two giant
Really?
hookers.
Same hair?
He was-
Same hair?
Same
He
hair.
was,
he bought that years ago.
He was 50.
Yeah. Well, if you look at his Wikipedia page, it says he's 48.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like he's a big deal.
Yeah. Anyway, so
He lives around here, I think,
He
right?
does.
I've
Down
seen him-
in-
I've seen him walk down the street.
Sutton Place.
He's at like every event. Anytime you see an event, like step and repeat, he's there.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
With like his piano key scarf. I mean,
Like
he's a character. Like
Yeah.
I don't bear any ill will, but we're sitting at the table and as we're going to wrap it up lunch, I'm finally like, oh fuck, here I go. And I go, Jeffrey, I got to ask you a favor. I'm like, listen, this lunch is catch up, but I also know that you've been booking Bennington and I've got something going on and I would love it if you could maybe just send my stuff over there or just, I've got, talk about the Dos Equis thing or whatever. Like, I'm a good guest on these things and it would be good for me. It would be what you people call a mitzvah. And, and without even looking up, he's like eating a sandwich and his mouth is full and he just goes, you're not big enough.
Wow.
While he's so in my mind, I'm like, I got big timed by Jeffrey Gurian.
Wow,
Like,
not big enough for Bennington.
I'm not big enough for Bennington. And
Well, wouldn't
meanwhile,
you prefer that than him bullshitting you?
well, it just the fact that his mouth was full and he wasn't
and
looking
he had the
up.
sandwich packed,
It was
ready to
just like-
go.
it was
One foot out
very-
the door.
Sure.
Jacket never took off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you taking a creme brulee to go,
Yeah.
Jeffrey? Right.
Joffrey.
Jeffrey's like, could you give me a lift home? I'm like, yeah, I guess.
He like keeps tacking.
Yeah,
things
yeah,
on
yeah,
him.
yeah. So what's up for you for tonight? Are you on the road anytime? We'll get you to do a little right now stuff because this is live.
I'm gonna be in San Antonio and Houston this weekend. So San
Okay.
Antonio tomorrow.
Hyenas?
All right.
Is that the place?
New club called The Station in
Oh,
San Antonio.
okay.
And the Rye Comedy Club, which I've heard really good things about, on Sunday.
Okay, so
All
you're still
right.
getting out there a little bit.
Yeah, but like, I booked this stuff like a year ago. So like as I'm like going through these tour dates, I'm realizing it's not great.
So what's the plan? How are you gonna support your Punjabi girlfriend here, Miss
Dude,
Patel?
I have no idea.
I
man.
think she's got a good job. I think sort of.
She's not worried.
I think sort of
she
kept-
likes me for me and the things I
She
do. to
likes
her,
me
you
for
know?
me. All right,
Yeah.
well that's something I get.
She
Yeah,
doesn't need me to take care of.
You-
But I don't, dude. No, this is something I've actually been thinking about because, like I said, it's like I used to be able to go on the road and make decent money, and
Right.
now it just feels like deals are getting worse.
Mm.
So I think I'm just gonna start like staying, doing only stuff like that makes sense. Because like a lot of these things, I'm trying out these door deals, but like I don't have a big following. I can't
sure.
get that many people
So
out.
you just get like a percentage.
Yeah,
Right.
But not that many people are coming out, so it's like I think I'm just gonna try to work on like building content.
Right.
Just try to get more followers.
become a draw.
Yeah, become a draw before I start.
Maybe you
going
get
out
on.
there again.
Could you get him on Bennington?
you're
That-
not
is that
big enough.
possible?
You're
You're not
hold on.
big enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on.
Still
Let
not
me-
big enough.
Let me
Okay.
get an egg salad
Barry
sandwich.
is nice to me though.
That he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's fine.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's not
it's
not
just-
nice.
No,
It
when
was
I
just-
first met him years ago, like the dude, like he like walk into me like I wasn't like there,
Right.
and then now he actually will stop me and he knows my name and he goes, "How you doing?" Like he actually like it's a
Wow,
vast
you really
difference.
arrived.
Also-
Vast difference. Yeah.
Also, for a comic, you're incredibly good looking. You know what I
Oh, is
mean?
that right?
Like, yeah,
Ooh.
100. Well,
comedy
I'm
hot.
Wow.
I'm comedy
you're
hot.
comedy
Get a
hot.
room,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
two.
yeah.
Upper
no.
East Side 4, comedy
Yeah.
hot.
You're like, yeah, You're like
Sure.
an Anchorage.
Yeah.
You're like a swimsuit model from Anchorage. You're like an 8.
Well, there's like this huge sort of disparity because there's like Matt Rife, right?
I don't know.
Who's like he's like a real hunk.
He's a real good-looking guy.
He's like known for being a hunk, but he does like very lukewarm crowd work. Like it's just real regular crowd. He basically flirts with the audience with it, but he has like one of those Madonna headsets on. And then there's like nobody, then there's James, and that's kind of there's some good looking
hottest comedian.
Well, no, I mean there's
there's Nick Swartz.
There's other guys. There's like maybe like a Trevor Wallace. He's like an all right looking dude. Or who was the guy? Who was the guy that's very good looking?
Adam Ray's a good looking guy.
Jesus Christ,
not really my type. Daniel Tosh. He was the other. He's like
he's a good looking guy.
He's a huggy guy.
Who's that dating Scarlett Johansson? That's a good looking guy.
Actually, Jim Jeffries to an extent. He's a
hair plugs. Daniel Tosh.
Oh, really? Okay. You're like fucking Plugopedia.
Yeah.
I know.
I am. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with men's hair. Like
you really are.
Because I have such a beautiful head of hair myself. It's all I literally have. I have that.
He hangs his hat on his race.
Yeah.
And
I'm
his head of hair.
I'm skinny, fat. I'm kind of white, and I have thick head of hair.
Sure.
All right. I know you got to get out of this. We'll get you out of here. Go ahead. Fine.
YouTube.com/James Camacho.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Did you have fun? Was this okay?
No, I always have fun.
Right,
you're so fun to be around.
Thank you. You're smart to say that. Thank you.
You gotta like pop in more often since you're right down the street.
Yeah, dude. If you ever need someone last minute, just call me.
Well,
I live down the street.
I'll get your. He has your stuff, so we'll get you in the loop, and then we do have a Christmas party coming up at Gallagher's that we're going to be hosting.
Yes, and you're cordially invited.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll throw you on the. We take an Uber share over there, so it gets pretty crowded. But
okay, you sit in my lap.
I think I'm gonna rent a cargo van.
Little pregame to the strip club.
Put a big wreath on it.
It'll be right after. I want to do like an advent calendar, but each one it's like HPV medication in every day.
I think some people are really going to show up. I know a couple of people that will come.
If you're listening as a podcast, you'll get details. Remember, Brian M. Show on all the various social media horseshit. So that's how you can follow all this crap. And if you're on YouTube, you can be a member. Be a member. Do it. If you listen for a long time.
And if you want it, right at the top of the chat, if you want to join now or in the next 15 minutes, we're going to jump on and do a members only stream.
Yeah, because James has to get out of here. And
you can watch.
Adam,
meeting the girl,
we're going to jerk it.
Yep, we're going to jerk it right off.
You got a date.
Oh, you have your lady friend coming over?
Or she's coming over.
Oh, no, I'm going to go over there. She lives in Lower East.
Does she? Oh, what's she not wearing? NBC? What? Because all the Jews are on that place. So just work today because of the holiday. Is that what it is? Are you going on record by saying
no?
that?
She's working today.
They got it. That today's the maintenance for the space lasers.
You're funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
This kid's all right.
I do what I can.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you, James, for coming over. Thank you for listening. Jump over if you remember. And remember, we're going to throw it on Patreon also so you can come into the thing and we'll all fucking play with our nipples.
Come in.
Okay. Thanks again. Back in 5.